Thank you, Commissioner. How are you? You're on mute. Thank you, Commissioner. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the YWCA South Florida WE360 graduation night of cohort 4. Okay, so tonight, like I said, your journey has only just begun. We are blessed to have 3 really incredible judges. And one of our judges is tonight's commencement speaker, and that is City of Lauderhill Commissioner Melissa P. Dunn. I mentioned her to you guys. I mentioned all of the judges to you guys, so you should know a little bit about her already, right? She's an entrepreneur and she does good making money. She's the CEO of MD Marketing Network. She knows how to get your story out there, whether that is in the public domain or as a corporation, right? And she is the founder of the Hibiscus Girls Leadership Academy. I'm going to get right into Commissioner Dunn and give her the opportunity to pour into you. And one of the reasons why I really wanted her to actually have this set aside time to speak with each of you is because one of the things that we actually don't go into in depth in the program is about the private-public partnership in your business and having a civic-minded approach to how you move forward with your business, interacting with federal, state, local, different municipalities and principal holders. So I know as an entrepreneur and not newly so much anymore, probably feels like you've been in office like 10 years since November, right? But Commissioner Dunn has done it all. So Commissioner Melissa P. Dunn, City Commissioner Lauderhill, C2. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you for the opportunity. Ladies, I am so proud of you. Looking at your faces fills me with so much gratitude because I fully believe that when a woman is empowered, when a woman is given the opportunity to produce and to contribute to society, that we as a whole win. As Michelle liked to say, we all win. And so I want to start this conversation today by just honoring you for having the courage to take the first step, for having the persistence to navigate all of the challenges that I know you faced, not only in your business, but in this course. I want to honor you for digging deep into and accessing the courage, which, as Dr. Maya Angelou says, courage is the greatest of all virtues. And I know that in order for you to sit where you are today, that you had to tap into your courage. So I want to honor you for that. I want to thank you for leading by example, because believe it or not, somewhere in your environment is a little girl that's watching you, that's saying, if she can do it, I can do it. So thank you for that. Now, a little bit about me. As Michelle mentioned, I'm an entrepreneur. I actually started my entrepreneurial journey quite by accident. After thinking I'm going to leave Florida to become the marketing director for Brooklyn Hospital, having that job opportunity kind of snatched away because of a union grievance, going to my former boss, Suzanne McDowell at Circle of One Marketing, to, in essence, volunteering with her, starting to look for another job. And Suzanne was like, yo, Melissa, girl, why are you looking for another job? Start your own agency. And that's how MD Marketing Network was born. So I want to tell you, I'm sharing that with you because I want you to understand that I know what it feels like to go from a startup, particularly an unintentional startup, right? Like I always had it as a dream, but the timing was more God's timing than my timing. Does that make sense? And so I want you to know that I understand the anxiety that comes with starting a business. And I understand the type of conversations you're probably having with yourself sometimes when you're not necessarily closing that deal that you want, or when a customer is not paying their invoice on time, or when you just plain out have a trifling customer. Like, I get it, right? And so here's my encouragement to you as you step into the next phase of your entrepreneurial journey. All of the skills and the tools that you accessed internally to get you to be successful in completing this course with the YWCA, it's the same skills that you're going to need to access for you to get through the next phase of your entrepreneurial journey. Does that make sense? So just know, every time you jump over a hurdle, every time you navigate past a fear, is proof that you can do it. It's proof that winning is something that you know how to do. That finishing something that you started is something you know how to do, right? So I want to encourage you to remember what you're feeling today, having completed this entrepreneurship program and stepping into the next phase of your business, because guess what? The next challenge is going to face you. In fact, some of you are probably in the midst of a storm right now. But just understand that the skill sets you just used to finish successfully is the same internal process that you'll need to finish that next phase of your challenge successfully. Now, as a commissioner in the city of Lauderhill, I am blessed to have the opportunity to nurture small businesses like yourself through our Lauderhill Shines program. Michelle actually was a member. Lord have mercy, I'm having a hot flash. How many of y'all know? Did you see the perspiration just bead up on my face? Woo, Lord, but thank God we are in a company of women. So those of you who do not know what I'm going through, God bless you.
We have one man who just joined as a judge, but he understands, he gets it.
Woo, well, sir, thank you very much. Just give me a second to catch my breath. Whew, woosah. All right, so as a commissioner in the beautiful city of Lauderhill, I have the opportunity to nurture small businesses in my city. And here are 3 things that I tell all of them. Number 1, you've got to know who you are and who you serve. You're not for everybody. So you need to be clear about who you are and who you serve. And I would even add to that to say the value that you bring, the problem that you're helping them to solve, right? You've got to be clear. That's number 1. Number 2, you've got to be open. Open figuratively, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. You've got to be open, because if you are so closed into focusing on what's in front of you instead of seeing the big picture, opportunities will pass you by. If you are so closed and focused only on the line of customers that you see in front of you, and you do not get outside of the walls of your business, opportunities will pass you by. If you are not open to creating new opportunities with the city that you are currently registered in, with a neighboring city, with a nonprofit organization or a church or whatever, an opportunity will pass you by. So you got to be clear and you got to be open. Okay. Third, you've got to stay the course. You know, I don't know how many of you have ever seen a horse race. You know, they put on these blinders on the horse, right? And the horse is running its race. They do that intentionally to keep the horse from being distracted by all of that out there. Put on your blinders, put your head down, be focused, Do what you got to do to help yourself, your customers, and your community. Essential, because guess what? Somebody is going to tell you no. Somebody is going to tell you that you can't do it. Somebody is going to try to tell you that you're charging too much. Somebody is going to try to tell you that you're not enough. And if you listen to that, you will fail. So put your blinders on, be focused, and keep moving. Be focused and keep moving. Now, there are great opportunities for you to leverage the community that you serve in order for you to do good and make money. I don't think it needs to be an either or. I think it can be a both and, right? As an entrepreneur, in fact, I classify myself as a conscious capitalist because I believe that business can be a tool for social good. I believe that business can be a tool for community transformation. I believe that when you do well as a business, your customers do well, your employees do well, and your community do well, that everybody wins. So here's my encouragement to you today. If you do not know who your elected officials are, make it your business to know. Make it your business to go to a commission meeting and just sit there. And when you're at the commission meeting, there are two things you need to pay attention to. You need to, of course, pay attention to the elected officials, right? Get to know them, make sure that they know you, schedule a time to meet with them, introduce yourself, introduce your business. But equally as important, there will be a group of staff that's sitting over to the side. Pay attention to them too, because guess what? They have discretion on doing business with vendors. They get to call you to ask you for a quote. And oftentimes you don't even get in front of the commission for an opportunity to get a contract unless it's above a certain threshold. And as young budding entrepreneurs just starting out, you probably don't have the capacity to go after a $200,000 or $1 million contract, right? You don't have the bandwidth just yet. So build relationship with staff. Have them know that they can count on you to be responsive. Have them know that they can count on you to deliver quality, that you will make them look good, that they can trust you to do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. If you're able to build those relationships, if you're able to remain open to the possibilities and be really clear about who you are, who you serve, and the value you bring, success is inevitable. I know this for sure. Everything that you're praying for, everything that you're believing for, everything that you're asking God for is already yours. It's done. It is done. It's just a matter of you stepping wholly into your greatness, releasing whatever resistance is in your path for you to become the person who's already having what it is that you're asking for. So once again, ladies, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. If any of you are in Broward County and you would like to stop by the city of Lauderhill and check out one of our restaurants and dine with us and get to know me, pick my brain a little bit, you are more than welcome. We have a Dine-In Lauderhill event that's happening at one of our local restaurants the second Friday in May. And I will be happy if you will join me and Michelle for lunch. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Folks, want to take yourselves off mute for your applause. We actually do have a little bit of time before the pitch competition begins, just to ask a couple of questions?
Yes,
Do
I'm
any
happy
of
to take
you?
questions.
Yeah, and that's what I know. You right now have a city commissioner sitting here. I asked the question in the chat, not sure if you saw it, but do we have any folks from Lauderhill? Because, you know, my business is here in Lauderhill and I've lived in Lauderhill. Do we have any Lauderhill residents or prior Lauderhill residents? I know we have loads of Broward County folks in the program. Do you have any questions for the commissioner? Because just remember what she said, you're never too small to get involved. I am so thankful to Commissioner Dunn for advocating my involvement and just making sure that our small business population is represented and our voices are heard.
And you know, the other thing too, I want you to let you know, if you're planning to do a grand opening for your business, don't feel shy about sending an invitation to your elected officials. They want to hear from you. They really do. I love hearing from small business. I mean, I love hearing from my community, period. And when you talk to most elected officials, they love it too.
Yeah, Jennifer, you could take yourself off mute and say what you put in the chat. You guys don't have to use the chat. That's why you have your unmute buttons.
Yes, please, because
please, because she can't see it anyway. Exactly.
No, I was just saying, thank you so much for your words of encouragement, because those nerves right there my nerves are off balance right now.
You're going to be she's pitching tonight as well. So, but it's all good. It is all good. So does anyone have any questions for the commissioner?
You're so welcome. I thank you for saying thank you.
Jennifer.
I have a question.
Lisa Crawford, go ahead.
Thank you, Commissioner, for being here as well, and thank you for those encouraging words to everyone. I'm an attorney and I'm a realtor, but I'm here to promote my real estate business. And as you know, in South Florida, as everywhere else, realtors are like a dime a dozen, right? So it's about making yourself stand out and how distinguishing myself. And I kind of need help with that. I mean, how to promote that. I think I'm good at promoting other things and other people, but when it comes to myself, I'm horrible about it. I just need to know how to kind of get out of that funk and not be, it's almost like a little bit of a fear or something about saying what I'm good at and what I do. I don't know why I have those issues.
Yeah, you know, Lisa, I realize that there are a lot of women who actually are shy about speaking for themselves, about themselves. A lot of women who are really amazing at promoting their friends and really amazing at doing for other people, but kind of hesitate with doing for themselves, right? And so I can tell you the long answer and the short answer. I'm going to give you the short answer tonight. The short answer is get over it. The short answer is have a conversation. Get perhaps 4 or 5 of your girlfriends together, right? And have them tell you the things about you that they value the most. Do you have customers that you've worked with as a realtor in the past?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you get your customer to do a testimonial video for you? Or alternatively, what you can do is if your customer, for example, just moved into a new home, you can take photos of the key exchange. You can put that on social media. You can get a testimonial from your customer. You can get really a testimonial from your good girlfriend. And I'm going back to that because in your business, people have to know, like, and trust you even more than any other business. And sometimes until you're able to tell your own story, having other people tell your story for you could be a really powerful opportunity. So that's the first piece of advice I would give you is, you know, other than the get over it part, is have people that you know, like, and trust. Pick 5 really good girlfriends, have them, you know, kind of give you your character testimonial, if you will, and then look at your customers and get them to give you testimonials, or maybe where you can go by their home and they can, you know, do like one of those Facebook Lives that's not really structured or produced, where they're talking about how happy they are in their home, and you're seeing the tour, and you're going out to the pool, and the gorgeous husband is sitting out there with a kid, and y'all are having Do you see? And share that. Are you commercial or residential?
Residential.
You're resident? Yeah. So sell happiness. You're not selling a house. You're selling happiness. You're selling hope. You're selling prosperity. You're not even selling. You're serving people hope and prosperity, and you're serving them security, and you're serving them a place to create memories. So it's not about you. It's about you connecting people to their legacy.
I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome, Lisa.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, do we have any final questions before we head on into what I know our folks who are pitching are like, Lord, Michelle, if you don't get us started. Do we have any?
I'll ask one question.
Say your name, because I'm trying to go through.
Courtney Chipman.
Okay. Go ahead, Courtney.
Okay, good evening, Commissioner Dunn. So one question I would have is, what would you say is the fine line between advocating for yourself, like your value that you bring, and like, I guess, doing too much? So like, what's that fine line in how you present yourself in a way that's positively received?
I think it comes down to intention. Because here's the thing. Remember I said you're not for everybody? And there's somebody out there that's not gonna like you. Like, as much stuff as I'm doing right now in my community, there are people out there that think it's not enough, or that I'm not doing it the right way, or but that's not my concern. Remember I told you about the blinders? So as long as you're clear about what your intention is, who cares? Do you. Speak your truth.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Y'all thought I was tough. Thank you, Commissioner.
I'd like to say something, Michelle, real quick.
Who's that? Who is it?
Shawnette.
Okay, Shawnette, go ahead. And then Darlene Brown, and then that'll be it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So thank you again, Commissioner. I appreciate it. The question that I have for you is, if you live in an area, because you said you should get familiar with your commissioners and stuff, which I agree, right?
Say that again, you conked out in a minute. The last I heard you say was who lives in the area.
No, okay, so if you live in, oh my gosh. My dog, can Darlene go first and then I'll go?
Okay, Darlene, go ahead. Yeah, I think Shawnette was asking a question. She's the GEM though, Commissioner. I know you're trying to find her face. She's not on camera right now.
Oh, okay.
And then, so Darlene, go ahead.
Hi, this is Darlene Brown. Thank you so much, Commissioner Dunn, for taking the time out to join us this evening. My question is, what is the biggest business accomplishment you've had thus far?
Ooh, Darlene, that's a great question. Well, do you know what? I'm going to share with you perhaps the best one for my agency, and then I'm going to share with you the best one for me, because I define success a little bit differently from most people. I think from the outside looking in, the most success was when I produced the Taste of Lauderdale Lakes for the city of Lauderdale Lakes. And I had, worked on projects before. The agency that I was involved with before I went out on my own did Jazz in the Gardens. So I've been around that, and I'm a very organized, I'm a really good project manager, right? And so producing Taste of Lauderdale Lakes from scratch, I mean concept, name, booking talent, doing the media buy, executing the PR, everything from nuts to bolts, and doing it in a way that was so well received from the city that they gave me a 3-year contract. That was dope.
That was dope. That was dope. That was total fire. Now, for me, in terms of the campaign that I loved the most, it was not a campaign that I did in my own agency. It was actually a campaign that I did while I worked at Circle Well Marketing,
working with the Children's Trust to do the Miami Heart Gallery. That's a brand that that my team and I created from scratch, with me being the project lead. And that's a project where we worked with kids who needed to be adopted. We took photos of them and created an art gallery, a mobile art gallery display that moved from location to location. We kicked off the campaign with a huge party. And as a result of that campaign, and I actually did it for a couple of years before I left Circle of One. And even after I left Circle of One, Children's Trust in the Circle retained me as a consultant on the project, even after I went on out on my own. And I can tell you that it's really great to go back and look at that collateral, and I'm like, oh, that kid got adopted, that kid got adopted, that kid got adopted. I just love the feeling. I love using my skills to impact lives and transform communities. That's the core of who I am.
Beautiful.
So I think in my business, those two things would be like my greatest thing.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
That was a great question. I've never been asked that before. I had to really think about it.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Shawnette, are you ready? Thank you, Darlene. Shawnette, are you ready to ask your question? And then that's it, and we're going to go straight into pitch.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so my question may sound like something simple, but if you're living in an area like where I live in Biscayne Park. It's a small village.
I know Biscayne Park.
Yes.
I dated somebody who lived in Biscayne Park.
Really? So, like, okay, so as a business here, I feel like it's not a lot of opportunities for businesses. It's like a village, and then the next city over is North Miami, right? A bigger city. Would you like recommend, even though I'm not in North Miami, to still connect with that commissioner?
What's your business?
It's a youth organization. So I really serve like Miami, technically.
Girl, you need to get to know your county commissioners. You need to get to know the commissioners in your community, of course, and in like the communities that are surrounding you. Get to know all of them, because here's the thing. And if you serve youth, then I would even advise you to get to know your parks director. Okay. Whoever the superintendent is of your park and recreation department for your city, you need to really get to know that person as well. And the school board and the Children's Trust, because they have money, as does the United Way. And also kids in distress. Oh, yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I'm seeing their logo, but I can't remember the name. But any organization that is a funder, you need to get to know them. You need to get to know them at the staff level. But then I would, if I were you, so one of the things that I used to do is I used to put together, well, okay. Easy tip, put together your list, your Dream 100 list. Your Dream 100 list is the people that you know that you would love to do business with. Like that if you were to get a contract with this person or ever get on stage with this person, that you would be like, all right, Jesus, I know you really, I know you love me, but really you truly, truly, truly love me. So okay. make your list of your Dream 100, right? And then find out who has relationships with those people and start building those relationships. And if you do it intentionally and make sure that every single day you take action on that one item, I promise you, in 6 months, you will do business with at least 5 or 10 of them. But you got to be intentional.
Intentionality.
And you got to handle whatever comes up for you. You know, it might take you a whole 2 months to make your list, because you got to research them. You got to figure out what networks they belong to, right? So start out with 20, but really it's good to go to 100.
Thank you so much. You rock. So does Michelle, Natalie, and Diana. Y'all are phenomenal. So thank you. And okay.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Commissioner, again for your time. And we are going to go into the pitch competition. Okay. I'm trying to unpin you. Why is it not letting me unpin you, Commissioner?
Yeah.